evening, everyone, and welcome to the Freeman Files here on the J Free 906 podcast channel. Tom Burns, Seth Bridges, how you guys doing tonight?
Doing great. Show me the money.
25,000. Yeah, I know. Oh my gosh. Hey, you know what? Episode number 2. What was the name of that? I meant to write that down and I did. What was the name? Anyway. You don't remember what the name of the show was. Anyway,
last night was $1 Billion Baby.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So here we are. We're going to be talking about The Curse of Oak Island, episode number 2 for season 13. Another good episode. It wasn't quite as much work preparing for this one as it was last week, was it, Tom? And
nope. 2 pages.
No. Right? Yeah. Last week's 3 hours, while awesome, was a lot of information. This one was a lot more digestible. You know, it was a lot easier to rewatch today and come up with. Yeah. I think I enjoyed it more the second watch, which I often do, but last night especially, because I think it was like, it's hard to follow up 3 hours of Oak Island. So
it is. It truly is. And last week, and Sandy, and Jan doing all the work that she does for the synopsis. I mean, she had her hands full last week. So we really thank her for going through all the work she does to get that synopsis ready. So thank you for that. We are live over on Rumble as well. And I want to say hi to the folks that are over there as well. But thank you all for joining us here tonight. We appreciate it very much. And if you, I'd like to always say, as I do, that if you haven't already, we'd like to ask if you would subscribe to the channel. And if you like the content of the show that we do here for you tonight, please consider giving us a thumbs up. We appreciate that very much. And those I have for the patrons and all that, thank you so very much for donating and helping support the show. I appreciate that very much as well. It helps to keep all this going. So the synopsis will be, it'll be a little bit late this week. But yes, it will.
Yep. Checks in the mail.
Checks in the mail. Yep, absolutely. And we have an announcement to make too. We have a special guest coming up on November 20th. Would be author David Neeson, and I believe he's in the chat here tonight. So watching the show. So he'll be joining us. It's a Thursday, November 20th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time.
Very cool.
David Neeson, and he's got some interesting things you may have already heard or maybe seen. He's written a couple of books mostly concerning the coconut fibers found on the island, or are they? So
right. I was like, well, are they coconut?
Don't say coconut. Don't say coconut.
Yeah, I know. There are a lot of coconuts. So we're going to have a great time with him. That's Thursday, November 20th, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. So we hope you'll join us for that. It'll be a lot of fun, and you'll learn a lot.
Yeah, a lot of great information coming.
Yes, definitely.
No matter how many times I've heard David talk, I can always learn something new. Because he's got so much information that you're not going to get it all.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're not going to learn it by absorption. So you just got to keep coming back, and eventually you'll get enough.
And that's the thing, like Seth had mentioned just a moment ago about watching the show a second time or even a third time. Sometimes I go through it many times through the next day, and you do learn so much more. And that's why I do that, so we can gather up and get everything ready for the podcast. So
he brings his own slides too.
Ooh, oh boy.
Yes, he does. Yes, David Neeson, he does bring his own slides.
There will be pictures.
There will be pictures, indeed. All right, so I wanted to also show we'll have a giveaway. We're going to be doing these giveaways all of the every episode as we go along throughout the season, and most of these are things that have been donated by different people. Some of them we've purchased or whatever, but we get a lot of donations, and that's how this all started. I'll show this really quick. This is what the donation is for tonight. It is a Oak Island Con 2025 tumbler, the lanyards that we gave away to all the attendees, and a Curse of Oak Island hat from the Oak Island Legends store. So check that out. We'll do that in a little bit, and I'll explain about all that when we get to that point for everyone as we go through. So tonight, again, as I mentioned, and thank you all for being here with us tonight. We appreciate it. As I mentioned, we are going to be going through The Curse of Oak Island, Season 13, Episode number 2. And let's get started, shall we? All right. So, and I love these pictures. I just love them. I know I show that all the time. I show a picture of the island from the air. This one here I grabbed because we're going to start off in the money pit tonight. And this particular shot, I loved it because you can see TOT1 sitting right there.
Mm-hmm.
This one gives you a really good perspective of where it is located and where they are currently drilling. As you can see here, the garden shaft and then the alignment to where TOT1 is. And remember, TOT1 is right over there in that conglomeration of the Head shaft, the chapel shaft. It's right on the edge of the Head shaft, I believe. Right on the edge of it. So,
and that's also where, like, at least in the pictures, the solution channel seems the widest.
yes, it does. Yeah. And you would think that that's where, everything fell and went down into that solution channel in that spot. But apparently it wasn't, because they've already airlifted that area. And they didn't come up with that silver coin that we hope they won't find. What were you saying about that silver coin, Tom? That if they find one, you're in, or
if they find one, I'm all in.
I'm all in.
Big dig is on. You don't got to wait for Marty to tell you.
Yes, exactly right. That's exactly right. All right, here's another shot of it close up, showing the guys digging or drilling and where they are located there. And you'll mention this, the water truck, and you see that water truck sitting there, and obviously they use water during the drilling process. And I think you had a stat on this, how much they pump down for each borehole or something. Is like 2 truckloads or something.
I think it's like they'll use up to 2 truckloads a day.
A day?
Yep.
Wow.
That's crazy. That's a lot of water.
It's a lot of water, but in the overall big scheme of things, for a hole that can pump out 10,000 gallons a minute, it's not so much. It's basically lubricant for the drill.
Yeah,
Keeps
absolutely.
the drill cool and provides lubricant.
Yep. That pallet seems to be closer to where the red truck is sitting. Yes, Kat, it is. I think so. Yeah, it's like right over right off the back of that red truck, I think, is where that pallet was sitting.
The truck is parked over it.
Ooh. Still, I need to find out why that pallet was sitting there. That was interesting.
They knew you were coming that day, and they're like, "Let's mess with Jeff."
They did it just to drive us crazy.
Yeah, no, Kat. They knew Kat.
Oh, it was Kat. Well, even more.
Kat,
So we're gonna mess with Kat.
Yeah, when I was there, they were still had the caissons and everything going. It was the money pit was an absolute mess. I mean, with equipment and pipes and hoses and people. I mean, it was just a mess down there. It really was. How they ever keep track of all that, I don't know. Anyway, so this time they are working on J9, borehole J9. You can see where it's located there. It's right on the edge of the chapel shaft, right in that back corner, or the south. This would be the southeast corner of it. And that's where they're going. And unfortunately, as we all know, and you see those maps that Steve Guptill shows quite often, it has all the squiggly lines going off on it. Looks like worms running around. That's the walk. If you hadn't heard us talk about that already, that is the walk of the drill as it goes down. So much that we wish that it would just be a straight drill all the way down, and then they would know exactly where they hit bottom. But
I think that's why they picked up those drill bits or drill shafts, or you want to call it, last week inside the drill, right? It's going down, it's going through the anhydrate or whatever, and the drill's going to walk and follow the path of least resistance.
Yep.
And where those other drill bits broke off, well, there it is. Boom. Bullseye.
Absolutely. Yep. So here they are working on this area. TOT1, as we know, is right over here, just off of the H of H8. Up here on this corner is where TOT1 sits. So they're working that whole south. Now, keep in mind, too, that back in this time, and we'll talk about this a little bit as we go along, but they knew where the money pit was back in the days of the mid 1800s. So we'll talk about that some more as we chug along here. The Truro Company knew. Okay, so there's that picture there. And then this is a look at some of the spoils they've been pulling out. Not a lot was happening in there. They were working J9. They did start another borehole, but I'm not sure. They didn't tell us what it was. They didn't. I don't remember them saying what it was during the show.
Because they said when they're done J9, they're going to drop the gyro down and then pick another hole.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very important key too about the gyro.
And it seemed like it's going to be real close to this target.
Yeah.
Well, that whole they're going to do that whole, solutions channel right around from TOT1, make the U and go right around to the garden shaft.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and for the first several, they are like you had said, Seth, about that larger area down by TOT1, that larger area of the solution channel. That they have several right there in that whole bottom section, and then they're going to make their way up toward the garden shaft, like Tom said. So, and what they're looking for here too is when they get down in, and you brought this up last week, Seth, talking about the makeup of the solution channel. It's not clear water, obviously, it's muddy water and very dark colored as you see it spraying up out of there, but also in the bottom of it is going to be the sediment. And that sediment is this muddy, wet, slippery, slurry stuff that's down there. That's where any treasure, hopefully, will be in that. If it hasn't broken up any kind of container it was in, it'll be spread around down there.
Yeah. They know which way the solution channel flows, don't they? They have a sense of direction for it, I think, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
I think they do, but
right, because if you think about it, then if something heavy like a big chunk of steel or 3 or 4 chest loads of coins drop down there, that's going to create basically an immovable pile, right?
I would think so.
The general current is not going to wash that away. Mm-hmm. So if you know the water flow and it's washing sediment around, isn't the sediment going to settle on the back side of your heavy stuff, like a sluice box? Mm-hmm. So if you can find that mushy pile, then go upstream from the mushy pile, and that should be your heavier material.
I wish they had some sort of an electronic, like the remote that they could put down there, like Ken DeBoer put down in there, that ROV down in Aladdin's Cape. I wish there was one that they could put down that actually could see through that really dense water down there with all the muck in it. Yeah. Because, man, could they get a good look at things with that? Couldn't they? I don't know that they have one, or if they could afford it if they could, but man, that would be a nice. Does anybody know in the chat? Is anybody familiar with these kinds of things in the chat to where they could use either a sonar or some sort of a scanning type thing that they could
anything you could put down there that could see through that soup?
Yes. Yeah. Let us know what you think, because man, that would be the key in this portion. You know, and I mentioned too, or I thought about the fact too, that, you know, they're putting all these boreholes down. It would be really, really neat if they could get some sort of a put a sleeve down there, a PVC pipe all the way down. I mean, no, that's a couple 100 feet, and do an airlift in each one of those. You know, because they're sending down the drill, and the drill is coming up with the core sample. But man, if they could, and they're going all the way through that, so when they hit the solution channel, they're going all the way through it to the bottom of the solution channel.
Yep,
and that's where they're getting that slurry.
The old drill programs, or 1800s, early 1900s, you know, they did airlifts on 4 and 6 inch holes.
So why not?
It's possible. It's possible.
I would say, man, if you could get something down there and suck up a little bit of bottom of that area, because is that drill going to, are you sure it's going to pick up a coin? If you just hit one that happened to be sitting off to the side of the pile, would it pick up that coin or not? And what if you missed it and then you're moving on and man, there it was. So if they could do one of those on every hole, that'd be cool. Hey, Jeremy, I see Jeremy's there. How you doing? All right, got another picture here. This is one that we're always looking at the bags. They stopped dating them. Well, they didn't stop, but we didn't catch some of the dates on it. But you see on here, it says sample 208 to 211 feet.
That's their target. That's where they want to see if there's any residual metals in there.
And what they're doing here is they're putting this a pile of mud, or that slurry, into the bag off the bottom of the solution channel for Emma to analyze it with the machines that she has, so they can look and see if there's any evidence of precious metals in the water or in that sample, like she found in wood.
Yeah, they'll likely also test that against soil samples from places like Lot 5.
Ooh, great point, Tom. I didn't even think of that. Sorry, that I got excited by that.
Yeah,
it wasn't my idea, Seth. I think they're going to do it anyway.
I love that name, bro. Release the Kraken. Yeah, those vacuums that they use on male fishing. Yes, Yes, when they go down there and vacuum up off the bottom, that would be a really cool thing to
That's
see.
the Ayatosha. How do you say it?
The Atocha.
The Atocha.
Well, the Senora de Margarita Atocha, something like that. I forget the whole name.
I'm gonna visit their setup one day. You inspired me with your trip there.
It's cool. It's cool. And you can go to Sebastian and see the store there, which is really cool. That's where Melvin Apt is. Or you can go down to Key West, Florida, and see the other one. That's where the first one was started down there, because that's where the Atocha is, just off the coast down there off Keys West. So Atocha. Great. Oh, man. That's a whole nother.
Sorry.
We'll get back to that's a good
whole other story.
Yeah, a whole other treasure story that's happening today. Still, they're still pulling up emeralds and finding. Somebody found a sword hilt the other day. But anyway, all right, we got to move along. And again, just another shot of the whole money pit area. And I noticed this work area down here. That was kind of cool. They're all containers. Look at all the stuff that they accumulate. The other thing that I noticed too in this picture was all those pilings that they purchased.
They're still there.
Years ago.
Been there for years. Yep.
They were intended to be used in the swamp at some point.
Yep.
Matter of fact, Billy Gerhardt was actually starting to put some of them in when we were there 3 years ago. And they had a problem with them and they stopped. But, man, there they are, just waiting to be used in the swamp.
Oh, there's Noel. Hey, Noel.
Hey, Noel.
All the way from Australia.
All the way from Australia. Yeah, let us know where you're from tonight, too.
From Brisbane, I think, too, was on there. So
lots of Australians.
Yeah, jump in the chat and just let us know where you hail from. That'd be interesting to see. Yeah, Noel's from Australia, so we're glad to have him aboard. He joins us in the Discord channel occasionally. All right. So we're going to jump over here real quick to the Lot 5 area, and this is where Katya and Peter Finetti are working over there with Marty, of course, and you can see the road back there. That's Center Oak Island with a center road, or that goes through the middle, in between the lots, all the way down through the island. So you see where they're working. They're very close to that southern edge of Lot 5. Toward the middle of the island. That's where, like Tom says, that's where all these Roman coins were found in that
Roman coin country.
Yeah. Yep, there she is there. And then Tom saw this rock. I didn't catch this. Usually I'm pretty good at catching these things. What did you notice about this rock?
It looks like it's been cut or shaped or something.
Yeah.
How could you ignore that?
Yeah, look at the way it's cut. I mean, it does look like it's cut on this side and cut on this side. Like that's a 90.
Reminds me of like the top of like a headstone or something.
That's weird.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't look. Or they probably did, but we just didn't see it.
We didn't see it.
I mean, I would imagine that, Peter's standing there holding that shovel up. He can walk over and have a look at it real quick.
I've seen one rock, seen them all.
Yeah, I mean, and that's to say, you guys don't have any rocks up there, right? So,
oh God, no.
So
sandy beaches everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the rockless beach, boulderless beach. And this is in that area. Well, there is a couple areas. It's very close to this one, as this is the the new feature that they have now. They're in Lot 5. They had the one that was the circle that has now become I'm going to say a building structure of some sort. And then you have this one that they started, which is just a little bit south of it. Honestly, and like we were talking about a little bit last week, I think all of Lot 5 is incredibly, I think the whole thing is going to be excavated or do an archaeology dig on the whole thing at some point, because I think it warrants it. There's so much.
No, I mean, as Rick says, it's no longer just like, was somebody here for a summer? Like there's people have been using that location for hundreds of years. Multi-generational, without a doubt. Yeah, absolutely. So very good to see there. This is the other feature that was the round feature that Robert Young had done, stacked the rocks into a circle that they found when they first found this feature in Lot 5. Now it has become this as they uncovered it. Interesting factoid about all that too, and they were talking last night about the fact that it was covered up
very with a lot
Oh, yeah.
of dirt on top.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get back to this rock because that's a thought I want to get back to too. What was that question? Go ahead and put that back up, Linda.
How far from the circle feature is? I think they're asking about the rock that they're digging up where they're at on lot 5.
Okay. Yeah. Let me see if I can get
Opposite side of the lot, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Looking here, it's right. Well, it's not quite there. I'd say it's more around where the 5 is. The number 5 is where they're looking now. This is that general area of where they found the Roman coins before. Up here toward the top of the screen is very close to the water. Is
That's
where
the water side. That's where the circular
Right.
structure is, and the square structure, and
Yeah.
you can see the water from those.
Yeah, and these are 4-acre lots, right, Tom? 4-acre lots.
Yeah, they're anywhere from 3 to 4.5, 5 acres, but yeah, in general terms, they average 4 acres.
Yeah, exactly. And you can see the road back there behind them, so you can get an idea of how close they are to that road. Now, she was getting a hit over here in by this this boulder. They started digging, and they hit this pretty good sized rock right here that they were trying to get worked up out of the ground. Marty ended up going to get the skid steer loader to pick up the rock and move it out of the way. And then after that, they found nothing. I mean, they were getting some residual beeps. But and I know that's one of the most frustrating things when you're a metal detectorist, because I happened to me many times that if you have and they talked about it dissipating. Well, you have something that's a piece of steel or iron of some sort, and as it corrodes, it leaves its metals in the soil, but there's not a substance, there's not a thing, an object anymore left to it.
And is that
Pile of
because
rust, basically?
Is that because the whole object has corroded, or
Yes.
could it have been removed after a period? Say it has been corroding in the soil and then it gets removed.
Yes.
Could it still ping a hit as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Leave enough of that crusty surface stuff behind, sure.
You're leaving all that rust and oxide behind, and that could still pick up on your metal detector. But you hear Gary say a good two-way repeatable. And when he says that, he's talking about your swing. So when you swing across it and you hear that beep and you come back, beep, and it beeps both ways. Boop, boop, boop. That way you know you've got a good solid target. And I remember when she was doing that, she wasn't really getting that. Well, it was, but not really strong like
Not super convincing, no.
Exactly.
Well, thank you for that, Jeff. I've heard him say that so many times, didn't know what he was talking about.
Two-way repeatable when you swing. And a lot of times people will also take, you'll be standing this way, swinging across it, beep, 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 and you get that beep on both ways, both swings, and then you turn a 90-degree to it and do it again. And if you're still getting that, that's a solid target right there. You have to, and I dig everything anyway, whether it's iron.
Right, I would too.
And you can tell by the sound, the pitch, at least on mine, I use Garrett equipment, and you can tell by the beep, the tone of the beep of it. If it's non-ferrous, ferrous, iron, whatever it is, you can tell by that beep. If it's high-pitched, it's more of a non-ferrous.
Yeah, right. I'm sorry, Tom. It always reminds me of R2D2 when it gets real. What were you saying, Tom? I'm sorry.
No, my detector's not quite as high tech, but it does tell you get the different tones, and it'll tell you ferrous, non-ferrous, basically.
Yep. Just looking at some of the stuff here that went by that people talked about where they're from.
Ferris Bueller. That's funny, Coach.
Yeah. So yeah. Oh, covered up like Gobekli Tempe. Yes, I know, right? That's I saw that one down here in the chat. Yeah. Gobekli Tempe. Yep. Oh, that was Release the Kraken. Yeah. So absolutely. So anyway, they didn't find anything there. They walked around a little bit, did a little bit more metal detecting, and then they came after they dug, they came up with this piece here, which was a neat little find. And they bagged it to take over to the your lab and have it analyzed. And so we'll get to that here in just a little bit as they got to look at it. And then they got over here by this boulder, a bigger boulder. There seems to be an awful lot of these bigger boulders around there as well. You can still see the road back there. You get an idea of where they're at. They're still generally in the same area on lot 5. Start doing some digging there. And then, bam, they find this coin.
That's cool.
That was cool.
Yep.
That was really, really cool. Another Roman coin. Well, you can't tell at this point, but it's a Roman coin.
Yeah, well, it's getting pretty obvious. If we can tell.
And here's the thing too, Tom. Was this the hand? Remember in that long promo that we played last? And we said, "Oh, the hand is too clean to be holding that," and I was hoping it came out of the money pit.
No, they passed it off to someone else. Whoever came over. Yeah.
So I think this was the coin that I was so happy
no
came
doubt
out of the money pit, and the glorious wonder of the Prometheus editing kind of led us to believe it came out of the money pit. But
hallelujah!
There it is. It's over here out of lot 5.
They do that to me every teaser where I'm like, oh, and then
I keep finding all these Roman coins in one spot, and I'm kind of thinking Seth's right. There's somebody buried there somewhere.
Ooh, yes,
right. I'm not going to be one of those people that jump on board things saying, "Oh, Romans were on the island." No, I don't believe Romans.
Somebody with Roman coins was on the island.
Yes. Yeah, and there's been talk about somebody walked around throwing some out back in the day. In that area, but again, why would they be there? And this to me, if you're coming up with all these Roman coins in that southern area toward the center of the island of lot 5,
and you're going to throw a bunch of coins and put them 8, 10, 12 inches underground. I got to go back and look and see what part of lot 5 may have been farmed at one time. Because I think through the natural action of tilling and farming is how some of the stuff gets dispersed.
Yep. I agree.
If it's within, say, 8, 10, 12 inches of the surface, because those trees aren't that old.
Right. They're not. Yeah. You look
at that had been farmed and tilled at one time. That's how that stuff's getting moved around.
Absolutely. This particular coin, and again, with the other ones that they found in this area, I would be bringing the team over when they're done over there in the other part of lot 5. I'd be bringing them over here because I think this area where these coins are being found needs to be. They need to do an archaeology dig there and really get looking at this whole area. I would, because I bet there's more to this story than just these Roman coins. I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think? I'd
like to take soil samples to find out if that soil matches any place else on the island.
Ooh, another great idea with the soil sample, Tom.
I mean, that's telling you if the soil is from that particular spot or if it was brought in from someplace else. Because we know people have been digging there for hundreds of years.
Yep.
So what did they do with their spoils? I mean, I know there's suspicion that they took it out and dumped it around the end of Isaac's Point, and you can see the things under the water.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're digging all these caves and tunnels and everything else, you're not going to leave a great big huge pile of soil for somebody to spot from, the ocean and say, "Oh, look, that's where they're digging." You're going to disperse it somewhere.
Yep. Yep.
So that's what I'm saying. If they're and they say they're testing all these soil samples, right? So they have a chemical composition in all these soil samples.
Yep.
You should be able to tell, if it matches any place else on the island.
Yep.
It's so crucial too, because like Fiona was saying later, I'm sure we'll talk about it, but she was saying how like the timelines are really matched. She believes the money pit or, the lot 5 stuff is connected to money pit activity. The timelines are supportive, but I mean, even more so than just timeline, you have soil from the money pit in that location. I mean, how much more like it? So I would have thought I would have never have guessed that you would have found money pit soil in lot 5.
That's no easy feat to get that from the money pit to there.
That's very true.
We're not talking about putting it on a truck or a tractor. We're talking oxen.
Yeah. So why would you go through all that trouble unless it was very important? Spread it around.
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know either. That's good. Very good point. So they get on the phone after they find the coin. They get on the phone and call Rick over to have a look. And of course, Gary comes along. Somebody mentioned the clothing that they're wearing. Rick and Marty don't have to, but pretty much everybody else, if you notice, they wear the same clothes all the time, the same color shirt, the same color pants, or whatever. A lot. Gary does, of course.
Oh, I'm sure that helps for editing.
So that they can do editing throughout the season, and you're still wearing the same. They can take something from later in the season and put it into today, and so you're wearing the same clothes. Rick and Marty don't, of course, they don't. But And there it is. She's looking at that coin. She's pretty happy about it. And I honestly, I would be too, man. If I found something like that,
That would be amazing. That would be incredible.
so
Yeah.
that would be absolutely.
Yeah. Getting to see, I mean, this is one of those moments where we get to share in the joy of the treasure hunt with the people on the island.
Yes,
you know, when
absolutely.
an archaeologist makes a good find, when Gary or, Katya finds something, it's exciting. That was the biggest smile I've seen on her face yet.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. For sure.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's why I used it for the thumbnail tonight, because she was so excited. I just had to.
Yeah.
And while it's not a treasure, like as in a pile of treasure that somebody hid, it's still treasure.
It's a great find.
And it blows your mind too, to like, if you sit there and think about all the hands from the making of that coin to today, all the hands it's been held in, and the
How did it get
places it's been. Yeah, just you can go crazy thinking of all the different stories. And
yeah,
anyway,
the Roman coins on here really kind of blow my mind, because why are they there? Why would they be all in that one general area up there? It's just, if they weren't seated there, then
they weren't seated. I find that hard.
Yeah.
And there's different definitions of seated. Seated can also mean they were accidentally dropped, right?
Yeah,
or dispersed by accident, as opposed to purposely planted.
Why would you purposely plant them in like the least likely part of the island where nobody's going to look for them?
Chances are nobody
ever knew. Well, I mean, Lot 5 wasn't for sale.
Yeah,
you're right. Yeah, it wasn't. So yeah, I don't know. That's why I'd be over there when the team is done here. You're moving over there, and you're going to start working that. All Lot 5. I would do a dig on that, on the whole thing, the entire thing.
Look at the size of the hole they got dug there now.
I know. It's expanding all the time.
And it's so cool to see how uniform, they go down. Just
everything's
across the whole site. But slowly, little layer by layer.
Yep. Yeah, very slowly. They talk about an archaeology show, a show about it, and they'd be like, "Come on, it'd be so boring," but I'd still watch. I would.
Maybe that's what we need, a nice slow pace archaeology show. It's like when Rick, one of the, maybe last season or season before, when he was in the swamp with his trowel along the road, and he found the joy in that little mini, treasure hunt. And so I think we could all learn something.
Camera there and just put it on them. You can tune in and watch.
Yeah. Or you could do those, what do they call it, where they'll, film you all day long and then speed it up. You can just
time lapse.
Time lapse. Yeah, you can do a time lapse of the different archaeological sites.
Yeah, Time Team. I see that out there. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I would, if they just put a camera over there and just let us watch as they're doing their thing. Let me ask you this. I wanted to throw this question out while I had this area here, and I'm asking the chat and you guys too. Let's say the cameras all go away, whether or not they find the treasure, but the cameras go away, and Oak Island becomes this tourist hotspot that you can go and check out, or will be. And they said, hey, you can, for a certain amount of money for a weekend, you can come and dig with Laird and the team out in Lot 5. How many of you would be on board for that? Depending upon the price, of course. But how many of you would be on board for doing something like that? Spend the weekend digging Lot 5 with the trowel.
It's totally possible too. I mean, Aaron Taylor does that in Cuba every year. In Cuba,
yes, he does
every year.
Yeah,
he takes non-archaeologists with him. He supervises the dig, and they dig.
Yeah.
I would love that.
Not quite as warm as Cuba, but
True. Yeah, and you got to fight mosquitoes.
Yeah, if you don't mind black flies and mosquitoes, you're fine.
Yeah,
I'd go through spoils piles too.
Oh, I'd like to have the shaker. I'd be up there, kind of like, bring me your buckets, I'll come and get your buckets, and I'll do those. Yeah, everybody's jumping in. They would be. You never know if something like that may happen one day. So yeah, and if it does, believe me, I'll be talking about it. So I want to be there too.
Yeah, that would be so much fun. They want to keep it going, and they want to fund the archaeology aspect of it. That would be a good way to do it.
Like red wine on a tablecloth. Yep, Lorraine, I'm with you on that. So, but yeah, so here they are. They're working this area over here, and Isabel makes a find, and there it is, right there. If you could see that little thing right there, she's about to pick up. Tiny little thing that brings joy to find something in that soil, but it's just a little shard little shard of. I know I wrote this down. A piece of black Anglo-American ware, right?
Mhm.
Now they talked about this a little bit on the show as well, and Christina was when we were watching the show last night. She shouted this out when this scene came up right here. Where is the rest of the pot or the bowl or the cup or whatever it was? Why are they finding just little pieces?
Mm-hmm.
Last week she was over there digging in that new spot that Gary had a hit. Fiona digs down there and she comes out with a piece of that pottery.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the rest of it? Why is there not broken a whole pot down there? Whether it broke on falling and they just left it there, or they threw it into the midden pile. What do you think? What do you guys? I'll start with you, Tom. What do you think? Why is it that there's no all the pieces to put together, or most of them to put together a plate or a pot?
It's going to depend on what you can find out about the particular area. If it was been farmed, then I always go back to the fact that soil's been tilled, it's been moved around. We also know that some of the soil in that area came from someplace else, which means it was already disturbed. Whatever's in there has been broken up, moved around, shifted. And the other side of the coin is you got rid of the big pieces, took them down, threw them in the ocean.
Yeah.
Right. You're trying to hide the fact that you were there, so you're going to get rid of them. But
yeah.
Did they throw them in a fire and melt them? I don't know.
Yeah. What do you think, Seth?
Oh, I don't know if I could say it any better. I think you guys are right. I think it's sometimes it's just as simple as, the big pieces got picked up and the little ones, just kind of fell through the cracks. But it's got it to me. It plays into the fact that they were trying to cover up, their presence here, and maybe they were in a rush and things were getting chipped and broken and buttons, and coins dropped and all sorts of stuff dropped. So I don't know.
Yeah. Now, if you had, that's something that they were talking about as well. If this little chip broke off of a plate or a bowl or a cup or whatever, and that's all that broke off because you clanked it against another one, are you going to bother? You're going to leave that there. You don't care about it, but maybe the rest of the cup is still usable.
Oh yeah, you'd use it till it was unusable.
Yes, yep. Especially when they're hard to come by. So you'd keep using it until it wasn't anymore. And again, the soil being tilled and everything else. Yeah, that's good option there. Or the dirt being removed or brought in from somewhere else and covered all this up. But then you're talking about your layers of where it was found, how deep this was, about 6 inches down that they found this. Or having like an empty barrel around, and you broke something, pick all the pieces up, throw it in the barrel, a little shard or two left on the ground. Did you worry about it? Did you miss one? Yeah, whatever. And why? Would that be cleanliness? I don't know. Or would it be the fact that, again, they're trying to hide their presence there? Why did they come back and cover it all up with dirt anyway?
Mm-hmm.
Which then again goes back to what Seth said about hiding the fact that you were there, disguising the fact that you were there. So they covered up any evidence of it. So that kind of leans toward that. So anyway, I wanted to ask that question because that's something like, why do they never find the rest of the pot or the cup or whatever it was? And Tansy was over. She was working the screens, and she found a button. And there's that scene where we saw why Fiona was so happy. I pointed out that they found some kind of jewel or crown jewel or jewel crown or something. And again, fancy editing from Prometheus. Thank you very much. But she did find something really cool, which was a button. And there it is there. Pretty cool. We didn't get to see the other side. They didn't flip it over and show us the other side.
No, we didn't see this in the lab either, right?
Not yet.
Any detail on it.
Yeah, not yet. I'd like to see what it had on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
So I suckered again. Yeah. So, but there you go with a button. So we'll hopefully we'll get to see. And again, we go back to that whole thing about how many things that they found on the island that they never showed us. Hundreds of items.
Yeah, I mean, lot 5 alone is just going to be up in like the hundreds or thousands or whatever. Like,
Yep. All right. Well, next we jump over to the Smiths Cove area, and they've moved. Why they moved this, I don't know, but they've moved the spoils pile, probably because they got new spoils or will have new spoils coming in. I guess I don't know, but here they are. They're looking at the spoils pile way over here now, right at the road coming down into Smiths Cove.
Yep.
Again, not sure why exactly. But there's Gary and Rick. They're over there looking around, and they got a couple hits. And I like the fact that they did actually show us when they found a nail. He was a beep, beep, beep. He pulls out a nail. And he got just a common nail. Handed to Rick, and Rick threw it over in a pile. They got a pile of them, so they found many, obviously.
The other thing too of that spoils pile is I know a lot of times what they do is once they're finished with the spoils pile, obviously they're not putting it back in the hole.
Yep.
They use it to reclaim certain areas of the island. So that may just be an area that they're trying to build back up again.
Could very well be. That's a good point. Yep. The material makeup of it too is hard to, but you made a comment about how it looks to you like backfill.
Looks like backfill, but
it does kind
crushed up limestone. You know, they pull up a lot of limestone, crushed up limestone, put it through a wash plant. Does it turn everything gray? I don't know. It looks like backfill to me.
Yeah,
I agrees with you.
a whole bunch of uniform rocks, right?
Yeah.
All the same size.
Yeah. Now we do know that when they run the spoils through the wash plant, it washes most of the dirt out. This is what's left over, but is it backfill? I don't think so, but
I don't know.
Sure looks like it, doesn't it?
It's pretty uniform gravel, and I'm not aware of any gravel pits on Oak Island.
Yeah, I'm not an expert, and I had that thought too. So I think you guys are right.
Kevin does too. He made the comment. That's a spoils pile.
Depositors may have had backfill as well. That's an interesting thought, Steve.
Yeah.
I agree. They probably
that's true.
Right? They would have had to.
Yep, that's true.
Interesting.
Good point, Coach. Yeah. So, and this is one thing they did find. This was a unique little item. It was as you heard Gary talking about, it was square shank, some sort of a hook they made out of something or for something. That's pretty interesting. They'll get that. That got bagged and was going to be taken over to the lab to get looked at. And there's another look at it there. Got kind of a point on the one end there. And then they found this rose head. I'm laughing because I remember what Gary had said, but this rose head nail or spike fastener was a pretty good find. Again, they'll test this too to get its age, find out how long it's been down there.
You know, I heard Tom's voice in my head when Gary was saying, you know, this could have been in a chest. You know, they had to have had really big treasure chests for all that money. And I hear Tom in my head going, well, hold on. It would have to be a small treasure chest because those coins are going to get real heavy in a big treasure chest. So thank you, Tom.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to pick it up.
Yeah.
Be able to pick it up. I thought the same thing. Yep. We're hearing you, Tom. We're hearing you say it.
I'm in your head, boys. I'm in your head.
If you note the lack of northern red oaks growing on Isaac's Point that they planted 4 and 5 seasons ago in honor of the McGinnises, perhaps proving that oak could not live there, or those lanky trees weren't oak. Is that a hint of things to come, David? Information to come, I should say.
Nope, it's going into my questions for the 20th.
You're going to be asked, so be prepared to answer.
Isaac's Point.
I think he wouldn't have said it unless he had an answer for that. Yeah, so, yeah. The one thing that made me laugh is when I heard, Gary, I've been told that Gary is so funny. I've never met him. I have chatted with him a little bit, but I've never met the man. But everybody on the island talks about how funny he is. And during this right there, he said a whole lot of Rosie. Now, who knows a reference to that? Somebody in the chat tell me where that comes from. A whole lot of Rosie. All right, I'm gonna leave it at that. We'll move on, and we'll see what people come up with. But I caught that. He says stuff like that all the time, and I happened to catch that. A whole lot of Rosie. Oh, okay. It's time for our giveaway.
Oh boy.
That's why I put it in sequence of the pictures. AC/DC. Yes, indeed. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, European Sycamore. Well, there you go. See volume 1. There you go. Yep. AC/DC. A whole lot of Rosie. So he must have heard that song a time or two. All right. So we're going to bring Linda up here in a moment, and when she's ready, and we'll talk about this real quick. Okay. So we have these giveaways, and I hate that. I'm sorry, folks, that I have to keep repeating this, but we do get new people watching the podcast from time to time, and I want them to know about this. So we put these pictures up for these giveaways in our Facebook group page, the Curse of Oak Island and Beyond Skinwalker Ranch. You can find a link for it down below. We put these pictures out. Linda will put them out several days before the podcast. And as a post in the Facebook group, all you have to do is comment on that post and say yes. That's all you have to say. Comment yes. And that will put you in the running for the giveaway for tonight. And then the rules on this, you have to be present to win. So we'll spin, we'll get a name, we'll ask if you're here. You got to let us know right away if you're here. And if you're not here, we'll spin again until we get somebody that's actually here for the giveaway. So don't say yes now. You say yes on the post in our Facebook group page. But anyway, so there you go. That's what we have for tonight. We got that tumbler, and those tumblers are made by Blue 6 Laser. That's our friend Jess Grollo over at Blue 6 Laser. She makes those, and she makes even the mugs that we have right here, the J-Free 906 tumblers that I have here. She makes those. A lot of cool stuff, and the Oak Island hat. All right. Linda, how are you?
I'm good.
All
I
right.
am.
You got a lot of
there
names?
are more people on this spinner than hardly will fit. I had to make the type font really, really little.
Wow.
So I don't know how well we'll see it tonight. We'll see, because we've not had to do this before.
Wow. Lots of folks.
A lot of folks.
Yeah, good. All right.
Yep.
Did
And
I
once
explain
you've
everything?
won one time during the season, you don't get to enter again until the finale.
All right. I knew there was something I was going to miss in my.
Yeah. Well, we check it. So we're on top of that.
All right. All right. I'm going to put you in solo layout so we can see the let's see, does it do it like how does it do it? Why is it not working? Oh, here we go. StreamYard keeps changing stuff on me. They're coming out with new updates to the program all the time, and it took me a few minutes to even get started tonight because of that. So I'm sorry. I digress. Go ahead.
Good. Okay. Oh, I want to turn this up. Here we go. No. No. Oh, there it is. Sorry.
That was the voice of panic.
Yeah, that was the voice of panic right there. Yep.
Can you see the names?
Yes, we can see them. Yep.
Okay.
Getting slower. Hold it up just a little bit. Maria Vandermolen. All right. Look at all those names. That's incredible.
Maria was here. Are you still here, Maria?
Maria Vandermolen. Let us know.
Crazy number of names.
Yeah, it's amazing. It sends me this little thing. Apparently, we've not had this before, that says those are not going to fit.
Yeah.
You know, make your font smaller.
There she is.
There you go.
Right there. Yep.
We have a winner.
Congrats.
Yes, I'm here. All right. Congratulations. Good. We got the winner right off the bat tonight. So that's
right. Maria, if you will send me a private message with your address, I will get this out to you probably Friday.
All right. Thank you very much, Linda. Appreciate that.
You bet.
That's a hat. I like that hat too. That's really nice. And the tumbler.
Yeah.
I've got one of them sitting right back here behind me, right there on the shelf. I got one of those. I had to keep one for myself because they're so cool from that from the Oak Island convention that we had in September. All right. Let's continue on. We're going to jump over to the lab. We'll get in here and find out what Emma's doing over here. There's the whole crew over there, and they're looking at these metal objects sitting on the table. Now, if you remember, these came from was this J9?
No, this was H8.5 or whatever it was.
H.5-8.5.
Yep.
Okay. So that's where it came from. Now, when they went through the testing of these things, they came. Whoops, a little ahead of myself there. When they went through the testing of these things, they came out with a date range of mid to late 1800s. So something, yeah, drill rod casings, yeah, exactly,
Yep.
Coach.
Exactly what they are. Yeah.
The interesting thing about this, or the thing that really gets me about being interesting on this, is the fact that the mid 1800s hits right about the time of the Truro Company.
Mm-hmm.
And the Truro Company is the people who employed for a while, or for a short while anyway, Mr. Pitt
Yep.
Bladen. And he's the gentleman that supposedly found that he found something on the drill rod as it came up. He had the Terry Matheson type job where he took that off of there, looked at it, examined it, put it in his pocket, and then disappeared. Didn't come back to work the next day.
Mhm.
Yeah, they look like rawhide chewy toys. Rawhide chew toys. And he didn't come back to work. And then he's the one that supposedly came up with this silver coin, Portuguese coin that we'll be talking about here in just a little bit. The interesting part about this for me was that, and the fact that wherever this was, the time frame of 1849, when, if this is that Truro Company drill casing,
Mm-hmm.
they knew where the money pit was at that time. The money pit was still they knew where it was, and they were drilling into it.
Yep.
So if you found these and you gyro your casing that they're doing with choice drilling, like Steve Guptill does on every single one, to find out where it walked to, this to me almost gives you X marks the spot of where the original money pit shaft was.
Right.
Maybe not where the treasure is any longer, but where the original money pit shaft was. That's almost telling you X is marking the spot, does it not? I mean, in my mind, it kind of hones in on it. I said that on tonight's the title for tonight's show, that you're now starting to narrow that bullseye.
Yep.
Bullseye was the whole money pit for a long time, and now it's starting to narrow down. And I think this will help you narrow down. Am I out of base by saying that? I mean, what do you think?
You're right on. 1849, they drilled where they thought was the money pit. 1849 is also when the Truro Company sunk shaft 2.
Mm-hmm.
So you're in the neighborhood.
It helped me visualize a coin. Could a coin fit through something like this? Maybe unrelated, but I feel like they're showing us the casing connected to the coin for the exact reasons like you discussed, the Truro Company, the dates, because obviously, just like with lot 5, they're not going to show us every find. They show us a curated version of events that is going to lead us to, what's the actual treasure is. So I felt like they were showing this in connection to the coin.
Mm-hmm.
To really submit even further that that coin is the real deal, because I'm still skeptical, but this episode piece by piece is bringing me closer to thinking it could be real, and this was one of those moments. For me, I was looking at it and go, okay, well, maybe a coin could.
I have no doubt that the coin is real. No doubt that the Truro Company put the drills down where we think they put the drills down. No doubt that they probably broke one or two off. It's a question of what came up in that drill pipe.
Right. Yeah. Like that coin. And again, when we'll get there, but when the what a fun word. Numismatist?
Numismatist.
Thank
you.
Guy. Yeah. When the coin guy, he looked at it and said, oh yeah, this thing's been buried. I thought, son of a gun.
That was, yeah. I didn't see that coming.
We'll elaborate on some more of that coming up, but now, why were these so mangled? So I've seen a couple people asking that. Mark Don asked that question. Why are these pieces so mangled? The one thing that I thought when I saw this, if they were mangled by the sonic drill that Choice put down,
that's what I thought.
They would have some clean edges. That's what I thought at first, but I thought it would have some clean cut edges or some scrapes on them that are shiny, I would think. That's just my.
I thought the same thing, but then when you see him try to get them out of the head of the sonic drill shaft, he has to actually turn the sonic thing back on to get them to come out.
Yeah.
So they're in there pretty good.
Yeah.
So other searchers, you think, tore these up?
Maybe.
Or they broke them off themselves.
Yeah. And they were drilling.
They were drilling and they broke them off.
Something went haywire during their process of drilling. And because this is the outside casing, it's not the actual drill itself. The drill goes inside of it. And there was one picture where you could actually see some marks inside of it. Look like, but you see
the
these,
scoring.
Yeah, exactly. But you see these marks here, these scrape marks here. To me, that means something's going awry with their drill that's inside of this casing, and it's may start mangling it up. It's some of those drills, and you'll see when I got a picture of it here in a minute. They're showing a hand crank drill. I don't know that they were a hand crank drill. I think they were a power drill.
Sorry, that's just such a funny thought.
Yeah,
we'll get there one day, boys.
Some of them were actually horsepowered.
What was that, Tom?
Some of them were actually horse-powered from the top.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
I have a hand crank on my little pop-up camper, and I complain about that thing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they weren't hand drilled.
Sorry.
You can get some mechanical advantage from gears, but you're not going to get that kind of mechanical advantage. No.
Right. Yeah. So steam power. Yeah, there was some steam power. I think so too, Craig. And by the way, Craig, I saw that you did a super chat and donated. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. You do that all often, and I really truly appreciate it.
He does.
So
another great voice in the Discord chat as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah, we love having you guys all there. So why it got mangled, not absolutely sure, but it definitely did, and they pulled it up. But again, this is that thing telling me, boy, you're narrowing in on that target area of where you need to be looking, at least for the money pit shaft. Now, we don't know for sure if the money pit shaft at the bottom of it was the treasure. It may have went down, and then they may have done an offset chamber off to the side that they've talked about. So we don't even know if the main money pit shaft that Vaughn Smith and we lost Tom. That Vaughn Smith and McGinnis found, we don't know if that was at the bottom of that was where the treasure was.
Right.
It's unknown at this point. But they did in 1849 know where that shaft was. So that's why they were drilling straight down through it. And then when they found this piece of that cookware, now she called it cookware, it was some kind of a cast iron pot of some sort. And that was either a handle connection where the handle was on. Well, that's on the inside, so it probably wasn't, because it was, you can see that it's curved. That would probably be on the inside of it. So whatever that was, but she thought it was a piece of cookware of some sort. Cast iron not made in Nova Scotia in the 1700s. That's a very important key point, because that tells you that it didn't come from Nova Scotia. It wasn't locally made. It came from somewhere else. Europe. Robert, thank you, sir. That's very nice of you, Robert. Robert's another one that joins us. He kind of helps out folks in our, kind of helps me admin the Discord channel. So thank you very much, Robert.
Definitely.
Nice. Yep. We appreciate him over there because he does a lot of stuff in the Discord channel for us. So, but again, that's a very important part.
And to his credit, he's the first person I can remember who was super all in on the map, the Xena Halpern map. I remember him and the being it's that map's legit, and me going, I don't know.
Yeah, I know, right? Probably a cook pot. Depositors need to eat. Yep. That's true. They do. So, and that was found over in Lot 5 again, where I think was an encampment of some sort.
And what's interesting was how she sort of speculated that this would have broken, right? Is these were prone to break in cold temperatures. So someone's on the island year round trying to use this pot, was how I took it.
Yeah.
Or it was stored and left and maybe broken. But would it break being used? Anyways, it was
being used, probably not. I don't know.
Yeah. Another great example of how the lab just is so clutch, because I would have just tossed this aside and been like, meh.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
weird looking rock.
I had to put more coins in the I had to find more silver coins to put in the.
Yeah. Just go outside, dig a few holes, grab some Roman coins.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. So tokens were no good. I had to use coins.
Oh yeah, no barter tokens, huh?
Yep.
I wish they'd quit calling that thing a barter token. Anyway, I digress.
But yeah,
on
that was pretty cool. I mean, just the fact that you can date it to 100 years pre-money pit, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yep. I really
and not
really
made in Nova Scotia.
I know, yeah, not made in Nova Scotia.
That's the big thing. Hey, not made in Canada.
And this was the part too where Rick echoed or said the exact same thing that Christina said, right? With like, where's the rest?
Yeah, that's I know exactly. Where's the rest of it? Why did they find just this shard, this piece?
The only thing I can think of with iron and metal were they were pretty valuable, right? So you're gonna try and keep that and resmelt it, reuse it.
Very true. Very true. Yep. Very, very true. Art. Wow. Thank you, Art.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Hi, Arthur.
Cool. Oh, I got a chance. Art was at the Oak Island Convention. His Art and his wife Janice, and got to meet him and have dinner together and everything. It was. But thank you so much, Art. That's
a good name. It's a family name in my family.
Yep.
I like it.
Yep. Thank you, sir. Okay. So, but again, where's the rest of it? All right. And this is the makeup of it. You know, we grab these from time to time, but the emphasis on this is the makeup of it tells them it was not. You know, again, you get that dating process and you can find out it was not
so cool.
Yeah. Maybe the 1600s, pre 1800s, maybe the 1600s, but definitely not made in Nova Scotia and was found on lot 5. So where's the rest of it?
And hopefully it's a very, very far away day when, you know, people like Emma leave the island and go on to other things. But I'd be so curious to know what someone like Emma does after Oak Island. Like what, you know, just such an interesting resume you're going to have, you know?
Yeah. I know. Yeah. Right. I run all these machines.
She could easily land a job as a professor at a university
teaching
stuff.
My goodness. Yeah. When she's
or become the head of a large department that deals in archaeology, analytics. You know.
She will be working in that lab long after the TV cameras are gone.
I hope so.
Because they don't do just Oak Island stuff.
No, they do. They're there 12 months a year, and they do.
They work that thing 12 months a year for everyone else around the area. So, and she is very smart. Girl Bass Fisher said very smart. I think you're talking about Emma. She is.
They'll be lucky. They'll be lucky to keep her long term.
Yeah, exactly. Somebody's going to snatch her up for sure. To do some other.
Her rookie of the year season is over, so
yeah, she's got a big future ahead of her.
Jeff, I saw a question real quick that you might be able to answer. What machine tells the composition?
That would be the one that tells them what it's made of, and that would be the XR.
So your favorite one?
Well, yeah, the XRF. You had to bring that up, didn't you?
Yeah. Sorry, I saw it in the chat.
The CT scanner tells them what it is. The XRF tells them what it's made of, and the XRD tells them where it's from.
Yeah.
If I remember all that correctly. So the XRF would tell them what its material makeup is. You did that on purpose, didn't you?
What's the F stand for?
Fluorescence.
Oh.
There you go.
Oh.
Extra 10 points.
Oh, good. All right. So here we go with that platform. They talk about them putting a platform down, and this is documented that they put a platform down 30 feet, right just above the sea level that Tom is talking about all the time.
Actually, in a picture, you see the water below.
Yeah, you can see the water down here at the bottom. So it's right above the water level. They put this platform, and then they show this hand crank there that I don't know that they were using a hand crank, but
yeah, I don't think so.
So they show a hand crank on this thing. It's like, but anyway. Still interesting that they did it this way rather than having everything up on top. Less piping. I mean, they were drilling at this point. They were 1849. They were in the original money pit, and they were drilling down past the 90-foot stone level because it had been excavated to the 90-foot stone, right? So they were drilling just down past that. So
Someone's got.
I wonder if they just went down deeper to drill just because of the fact that you wouldn't get as much wobble out of your drill. You know, the shorter the space,
less
you have
travel
to drill,
too,
less
right?
travel,
Less walk.
yeah, absolutely makes perfect sense.
If you know exactly where your target is and you want to hit it.
But yeah, that was I'm not going to say a common practice, but that was a practice that they used. And if you go back and research the drill programs, they would go down to various depths and then drill, set up their platform and drill.
Yep. Yeah. And that's when the story talks about when the Truro company was drilling and they came through this, and they call it two chests stacked one on top of the other because they hit wood, then some kind of metally fragments, then they hit with inside of an open space, then they hit wood, 2 layers of wood, i.e. the 2 boxes stacked on top of each other, then an open space again with some material in it, and then wood again, and then back to dirt. So that's why they speculated that they had hit 2 chests stacked on top of one another. Makes sense. But again, you can understand the idea or the difficulty in trying to determine what's down there based upon the action of the drill and what comes up on the drill bit itself. That's got to be a hard thing to figure out, right?
Oh yeah,
I would. And when you hit a void, when you got a drill area where your bit is falling pretty easily, you got to figure out what's going on down there based upon what you feel, see, and hear through the pipe or through the drill itself as it's going along. So interesting that they still feel that way, which would lend credence to there not being an offset chamber, but there being a regular some bolts down there, some boxes down there.
There still could be both.
Could be both. Yep, very well could be.
We haven't ruled out the false treasure idea, right? If Rick, and we talk about Rick's thinking when we talk about the coin, Rick's thinks there's more of a treasure there than just that coin. So are the coins a false treasure?
Maybe. Can't be ruled out, right?
And I want to know what documents that were important enough to be stored down there as well.
There was documents. We do know that. I mean, even if you don't believe the parchment, we talked about this a little bit last week. Even if you don't believe in the parchment paper with the VI written on it, you can believe the book binding they found.
Yep.
And that's what was proven. They took that over to Linda just said her name earlier today. Over at the university with the equipment.
Yeah.
Signed by Bacon. Wouldn't that be something, Kat?
Yeah, for sure.
I owe you one.
Yes,
treasure.
Christina Brousseau. Yeah, thank you. That's it. Yeah, I knew that.
I owe you one treasure. Signed, Sam Ball.
Yeah. Nah, I got it. You didn't. Come find me. Yeah. So okay, so we jump over to the research center. And this was the part of the show where I'm just kind of sitting there with, I had to, mouth was kind of hanging open there a little bit because they brought in the numismatist Sandy Campbell to come and and to come and have a look at this Portuguese 14th century Portuguese coin that the gentleman standing next to Sandy, Steve Salomon brought and showed to the team, saying that this was the coin that was on the drill bit that Pitt Blado took off of the drill bit and put in his pocket and disappeared with, and his whole family line. We may venture to get more information or maybe have a guest at some point and talk to this gentleman about that at some point. So stay tuned.
Well, I may owe him an apology.
You may, so Sandy comes out to take a look at this coin, and here it is. 1367 to 1383 was when this thing was minted, somewhere in that time frame.
Does anybody know what that dot is over the left arm of the cross?
Yeah, right here.
Right there. That's been driving me nuts for a day.
Yeah. Does anyone out there have any idea what that's for or what that symbolizes? Good question for maybe
For Sandy.
Sandy. Yeah, Sandy. And that'd be another good one I'd like to hear from. Another good one. Yeah, I don't know either. It's very interesting that
Mhm.
dot is there. We
Yeah.
see little dots elsewhere, like in between words.
Oh yeah, they're breaking up individual letters or patterns, right? So,
Mhm.
but why put a dot in
Yeah,
only
why
one
is that
quadrant?
right there? And is that the top? We assume it is. If you flip it over, it would be the
Yeah,
top.
I don't know.
Probably the top, but
I would
again,
think like my first thought was like maybe like just from I don't know how they're made, like a mold or maybe like a
They're
mark,
hammered, aren't they?
you know, to
They're hammered,
show
aren't they? They're stamped, hammered.
like a mint mark.
you're supposed to be stamped.
Hmm.
Yeah, like a mint mark, maybe. Oh yeah, maybe like a mint mark.
Could be.
You know, like they put the little
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Without the
what-
dot, it's not real. Yep.
a misstrike. Well, I don't know if
Misstrike.
it's a
It
misstrike.
looks so perfectly circular.
Yeah,
too.
it does. It really does. But
And if I was hammering and that thing was left behind, you know, and that was an accident, that'd tick me off. I'd take the time to hammer it out.
yeah, to fix
But
it.
it feels intentional.
Oh, the dot running around the circle could be a date of some sort.
Oh,
Jan,
interesting.
that's
Yeah.
Jan's
No,
idea.
I looked up another one on the internet today just to see how they value these things,
Mm-hmm.
and you can't see it here anyway, but it does have the dot on it as well. You can't see it on that, but it does have the dot.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know. Well, that's something. Well, there's your homework, Tom.
Mm-hmm.
Go find out and let us know next week.
I'm all over it.
All right.
Maybe I'm just over it.
This was the from the XRF telling us what the coin was made of, and an interesting point about this that you brought up, Tom.
I'm curious to know, and I didn't have a chance today because I had a whole bunch of other stuff to do. But I want to go back and look at Spooner's reports because they made reference to the fact that the elements that were identified are the same as what Spooner's water tests showed.
Yeah,
Dr.
they
Spooner's
made that
water
comment
test.
during the show.
Yep, they made that comment. So
Mm-hmm.
you know, I'm the old guy. You know, show me, prove it to me. But I do remember them saying that there were various other compounds or elements within the samples that Dr. Spooner had taken. So I have no reason to believe they're wrong. I was just kind of curious to go back and double check it.
Right. Yeah. Just like what Spooner found in the soil or in the water samples. So yeah, we'll see if we can dig into that and get some more information for everyone next week on that. But that's very interesting, and it made, like you said, they made a comment about it during the research center,
which would make total sense.
It would, absolutely. And if that lines up, then that
Where's the gold?
Yeah. But that tells you that there's silver.
Oh yeah,
If it
there is or was, yeah,
or was, yeah. I still believe it's. I don't know.
Marty believes it's down there.
Yep. Gregory Poole says Sandy's valuation of the coin was near sky high. I know. That's what we're getting to right now. And this is also what caught me here when he was looking at the coin, and he said that this coin was in a chest or not in circulation since the 14th century. He said it was like it was minted new and then put away somewhere.
Yeah.
Because of its lack of the blackness that they get over time of being in circulation, the true silver, it starts to, you've seen silverware, it's true silverware, how it tarnishes over the years and stuff from being out. That grandma may have had some of that old silver stuff, and you see how it tarnishes. Well, this coin did not.
Yeah, and it is smooth out, you know, too. Like if you look at an old quarter, you know, the edges are, then the design's all smoothed and worn down. This one was just pristine.
That blew me away when he said that.
Yeah, and then again, like I was talking about earlier, this is one of those moments where I was like, dang, that coin is like going to be my Zena Halpern's map. Or, you know, at first I go, no way, that story's too crazy to, you know, for that coin to come out of the money pit. But I don't know, right away his confidence of, that's been buried for a long time.
No, the ones I saw on the internet look very similar.
Yeah, and what are the odds that, you know, and I'm not saying Mr. Salomon, you know, knows that the coin's not from the money pit, but maybe somewhere in the line of, you know, it getting hand down along the way, at some point someone could have inserted the coin, but what are the odds that they would have known, okay, we need one that looks like it's been buried for a long time and near mint and not been issued.
No, it's not gonna
It's
happen.
so unlikely.
Exactly.
I think now
No.
it's more likely that this was from the money pit than unlikely, personally.
I know.
And the
Much as
numismatist, really, this was the best part of the episode for me. I was just,
So keep
wow.
in mind that these gentlemen, Archibald was a miner from Nova Scotia, right? That's the guy that Plato tried to go to get the mining license to do the island, right?
Yep.
So, I think he got a license or permit to do anything but the money pit because the money pit was already covered by license. So this guy was an already established miner in Nova Scotia. So they had the ability, the know-how, the financing, and the backing to dig. So how do we know they didn't dig someplace else and come up with these coins?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. Yeah. Well, that really means a lot. And, I mean, people can say what they want about this coin and its condition or whatever. But when it comes to this kind of thing, I'm going to rely on the expert. I mean, there's so many people out there who think they're experts about all this stuff, and maybe they are. And I don't know. But I mean, if I'm
the coin is real.
I'm going to rely on an expert to tell me, a numismatist, to come up and say that this thing is in pristine condition, like it was. Okay, I believe you. But that all adds to this fact that it could be. It's given us. It's like Xena's the map. It gives it more credence that could have been down there.
When you look up these exact coins on the internet to find out,
your picture went away. Oh, there it is.
To find out what the price is. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. It goes down through the different things that they look at, and then it tells you at the very bottom the reference price not applicable. The actual value of the coin will vary basically significantly based on condition.
Yeah. Yep.
So
and we do know it's bent a little bit too. It had a bend in it.
So if you were to find some of these in, like as Sandy said, in pristine condition, sky's the limit. It's whatever somebody's willing to pay for it.
Yep. Yeah. Dave said he's YouTube certified. All right, Dave. That's as far as mine goes too.
Supply and demand, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, that's great. I mean, I don't know. That's really neat. This then he got to the point of, and it was so typical Marty when Alex, being his son, jumped up and goes, okay, I got to do this for Dad. What will it fetch? And then to come up with, $25,000 to $30,000 for that coin. I mean, Steve Salomon's got to be smiling anyway. I mean, he may already have known that. I don't know.
Even if that's Canadian dollars, that's still a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be smiling if I had that coin in my possession. It was worth $25,000 or $30,000. You betcha. So, I don't know.
Do the math.
Still out. I want to believe. I do. I want to believe.
So do I.
As soon as, like Tom said earlier, if they pull out another one, Portuguese 14th century coin out of the money pit, but these guys pull it out. Circuit Trova, Marty and the team, Rick and the team. If they pull one out, I'm in. Just like Tom said, it's down there.
Give me half of one. I don't care.
Yeah.
The corner off of one. Just bring it up from down there. So it's like the old thing we talked about last week. How do you know? How do you know that came from the money pit? We don't know. We don't know that. But if you bring me up another one of those coins or a part thereof, then I can do the math. And it's big time.
Look at Rick's eyes. I mean, I know we captured this picture when his eyes were closed, but it's almost like he's going either A, he's closing his eyes going, I don't want to know how much it was, or, oh my gosh, that's worth a lot of money. I thought that was kind of funny how his eyes are closed. Oh, tell me how much it is. I don't want to know.
Yeah. Someone says, we don't know, Tom. I agree, but it's certainly possible.
Yeah.
I don't doubt the sincerity of his story or version of events or his
I don't either.
Degree, or the legitimacy of the coin or anything. I don't doubt any of it.
Right. I agree with you. I agree.
But if you're going to invest millions in digging a hole, I'm going to need more than that.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope they find another too. I really do. Yep. And if they do, then I might have to let Rick know. The one time I got to talk to Rick on the phone and he asked me, what do you think's in there? And I said, well, I think it's gone. I said, I think you guys will be vindicated by saying you found it, or you're finding something that proves it was there, but I think it might be gone. Well, if they find it, I'm going to have to tell them I was wrong, dude.
Yeah, without the water levels showing that something's there, I'd be real doubtful. And then because I thought, okay, like let's take this coin. If the coin came out of the money pit, why have no other coins come out since?
Right.
So many holes, so many searchers, not a single other coin. You're telling me, and we've been all in that area. But if it all fell into the solution channel,
Exactly.
and nobody's gotten down into the solution channel,
Bingo.
now it makes more
What's
sense.
the magic number on the solution channel? Less than 5% has been investigated.
Yep. Nobody else ever went down there.
Yeah. So now I can understand, knowing that about the solution channel, why another coin's never been
Super
found.
important.
It is.
Super important.
It is. And we talked about the fact does that solution channel continue to run all the way over by 10x?
It's got to be connected to 10x.
I think it is. I think it is. I think the solution channel itself connects them together in some way.
I still believe there's a reason, that Blankenship was led there with his dowsing.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, thanks, Coach. I just open my mouth and let it all come out. I don't even think about it.
Yep, that's why we love you, because you come up with your ideas like that. Just make us think. The rest of us going, oh wow, he might have something there. Yep, exactly.
There's absolutely no doubt there was people down there at least 10 stories deep in the ground.
No doubt.
There's no doubt about it.
A long time ago, before the money pit
long
was
time
found.
ago. Yep.
What
What
were
did
they
they
doing?
leave behind, if anything?
Yeah.
And
exactly.
if they did leave it behind, who came back and got it? If it's gone.
Well, and for me, the people who would know where to go to get it are in the same circles and same, brotherhoods as the people who were continuing to search.
Absolutely.
So, was some of it removed, like maybe a powerful artifact from the Bible, like a menorah? Yes, but was other parts of the treasure, were they unable to get to it? Were they just in a hurry and thought we can go back to it one day?
Mm-hmm.
And that explains why all the Freemasons kept going back to it. I think there's
you have had a lot of dreamers who would go and look.
Mm-hmm.
Just based on the romantic story, right?
Right.
Yep.
Lagina's case in point.
But you've also got a lot of business people.
And
like Marty Lagina. He doesn't throw money away lightly.
Mm-hmm.
If you want if you want me to invest money, and the guys in the Truro Company and all those other fellows, they were business people. They were miners, right? If you want me to sink a bunch of money into a hole, there better be some good chance of return.
Yep.
And you got to convince me that there's a good chance of return, or I'm not doing it.
Yep. Yeah. That's easy. He's a very business-minded person, and that's why he's always looking to see what it would fetch.
Show me the shiny stuff.
Go ahead.
You're gonna say Marty's always showing me the shiny stuff, spendables.
Yeah, exactly. Backtracking just a moment, I wanted to go back to that piece of that twisted casing that they found and analyzed. It came from mid to late 1800s. Rick had said, "We are in the same spot as they were." That was a quote from Rick.
Yep.
So that's why he thinks it's so important. So I wanted to make that. Forgot about that point too. Say that. Has anybody
talked about, right? That drill pipe is following the path of least resistance, going right down the same hole.
Yep, exactly. That's why they probably caught that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, they went right down to here. They didn't have a sonic drill.
Nope.
Has anyone checked out the area that collapsed near the Dr. Skinner was standing when they were that would be up in
They're heading in that direction.
Yes. Stand by.
So put it that way. They're heading in that direction. You will not be disappointed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they are. They are heading in that direction. All right. Next time on the Curse of Oak Island, we're going to come up for next week. We're going to see them venturing into the swamp.
It's about time. We're only on episode 3, but still, it's. I'm excited.
This is that area that we talked about where they're going to be working the west side or the southwest side of the swamp. The stone road, you can see it way over here in the upper right-hand corner. And, of course, the road going to Nolan's house over here on the upper left. So Nolan's Peninsula right here. That's where they're going to be working this area.
We haven't seen anything on this side of the swamp, right?
No.
No.
Well, Gary did some metal detecting over here and found those axe heads. I think those axe heads were down here in the bottom area. I think somewhere around there.
And does that play into the story that they chopped down trees in this part to create the swamp?
Probably. Or that was where some sort of axe heads, like Tom had mentioned before, metal was a scarcity. So if you had, and he found what, like 3 or 4 of them in that area.
You didn't throw them away. Like you kept it and reused it.
Yeah. So
the thing that bugs me is that blue tarp in the top right-hand corner has been sitting there for 3 or 4 years.
Way up here.
What
Yes,
is
it
under
has.
that stupid blue tarp?
I know. What's it covering up that we need into? Next week, Medieval Intentions, heading for the swamp. Yep. Stone Road. Yeah, it might be there too. Something's here. And like we talked about a little bit last week, I'd scrape off the entire swamp.
Yep.
I would take down 3 feet on the entire thing. Scrape it off. Let's see what's
They had the perfect summer for it.
Yeah. Yeah. It was so dry. They barely had to pump it more than once or twice, and then it would stay dry on them. So good thing. So venturing into the swamp next week. And again, they find I don't know what to make of this. They showed it on the picture, and Gary was going, "Ooh, look at that!" And was that what he was looking at? Don't know. Some sort of a post or something.
Found a waterlogged log.
Yeah, waterlogged log, and we talked about that. Logs can get blown in from storms from somewhere else, and all that. If they're up on the surface, and this looks like it's relatively close to the surface. And they find something. I tried to catch this picture because she scraped across it.
You can't really tell.
What do you guys think? Quickly. Pottery?
It looks to me like, and it goes all the way over here. It's right here in front of her trowel too. It's a long piece, whatever, or maybe 2 broken pieces. But it looks like some sort of earthenware pottery.
Got the right color.
Yeah, it's the right color for it, but you can see it run across here and then all the way over here. So,
I mean, if it is, that's got to be one of the bigger pieces they found.
Yeah, definitely one of the bigger pieces.
Yep, for sure.
Yep.
So maybe we're finally getting to a level in the dig that they'll start getting more whole pieces and items and artifacts out.
Yeah, maybe so. Kevin said it looks like a finger.
I thought so too at first. Ooh, it's a human.
Yeah, it's a human finger.
Yeah.
Is that a coin on top? I don't think so, but that'd be cool to find a coin in there again. So we'll find out what that's all about next week. And we get to see the and folks, stand by, because you know that when they go to the lab and they're going to talk about the machine that looked at this and scanned it. So prepare yourself to take a drink of wine, make a drinking game out of it, so you won't get so frustrated every time they repeat themselves about these machines. But we're going to get to scan on this coin. Now, this is the coin, I'm assuming, and I'm pretty sure it is the coin that Katya found, because I zoomed in on it and you could see what looked like this figure on that coin.
I think it is too.
I think it's the one that Katya found in lot 5, the Roman coin. And here was the makeup of it. This is going to be in next week.
Wow, David
Neeson, thank you, sir. Oh my gosh, thank you very much.
Drink.
Yeah.
Note to self: ask David easy questions.
Yeah. Go easy on David Neeson. Thank you, sir. That's very kind of you. I don't know what to say. Thank you.
Thank you, David.
It would be so nice if it didn't cost to do this, but I appreciate it. It really helps. Merry Christmas. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Merry Christmas. All right. But we'll talk about this analysis more next week as they go through it, what this is all made out of. And this is the other, I'm assuming this is the other side. The reason I'm assuming it is because if you see this corner, you see this little notch up here on the right-hand side of the back, and then you flip it over, and now here's that notch on the left-hand side. So
very smart.
I think it, or maybe it's this one down here in the bottom, but I think it's the same coin. I'm assuming so.
No question.
Yeah, it's like Bart's. Oh, Jan, that's funny. I hadn't thought about that, especially when you see like they did an outline. Boom. Oh, I had not thought about that. That's funny. Oh, yeah. Okay. Good laugh. Thank you. Yes, the backside of it is carrying whoever this is. You can barely see this arm is holding like a cornucopia or something like that. And this hand actually turns and goes up right here. You can see it right there. It goes up right there and it's holding a staff.
Staff or a spear or something. Yeah.
Yeah, or a spear or something like that. Yep. And so cornucopia or something on this side. And this is Lady Liberty, probably. I'm gonna say possibly. They call it Libertas or something like that. I forget how to say it in that Roman way. But anyway, so you see what looked like an N and then an MS up on the top. But that's the other side. Here it is. So they've enhanced it a little bit to see if you can see that. Now, what I did, and I guess a lot of people in the internet went out doing this very same thing. They went out looking for these coins, and I did it too. I went out and I did a little searching around. The closest I could come was the one here on the top, which is, showing them holding this Liberty holding this, and then some sort of a staff here, this arm going up, that arm over here. But it didn't account for the spikes that they're showing on the head, which would be some sort of a crown. You see them on this one.
Yep.
Again, I couldn't find an exact match though. Nothing exact.
No.
Yeah, nothing with the N.
Yeah. This one here again with the holding the staff, and this arm was not in the same position because that one was more, like this. That the left arm or the right arm. This one here was pretty close.
We're going to change those coins every time their emperor or leader changed, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. This one up here on the top again, you see the crown. This one, the head with this one was the closest to the actual the head figure because you see those spikes on the top of the crown right there. See that? So you see those poking up there, and maybe I don't know, but again, it's not an exact match, but these are close. So
yeah,
the laurel crown, it could be a laurel crown like this, or it could be the hair sticking up that they saw, or something. Anyway, or the laurel crown like here. This one's wearing
too much moose.
Good stuff, though. I mean, so we'll see what maybe Sandy Campbell will have a chance to look at it. If he doesn't, then maybe someone else will.
Notice the date, the date plume, or was it date plumes? I'm guessing he's talking about the tree on the back of the coin.
Oh, this here. This one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Does that represent a date?
A date palm. Oh. Note the date.
Stay tuned on that.
Stay tuned. To November 20th. Yes. And that's we're getting ready to wrap it up. So I'll say it again. That is David Neeson, and David's going to join us on November 20th, Thursday night. That's because we're doing Oak Island on Wednesday. So he'll be here on Thursday night, November 20th, 7:30 p.m. Join us for that. It's going to be fun. We're going to put on your educational hats because you're going to get an education and stuff that he has done a lot of research into this whole date. Be prepared to learn. So we're going to go through that. So thank you, David. Appreciate that.
Fruit hanging on both sides.
Yeah. Interesting. I see that Oak Island Con coming up a little bit. Stay tuned. That's all I can tell you at this point. Please stay tuned. As soon as we can make an announcement or we have it all, whatever, we'll let you know. Stay tuned. Yeah. So let's see. I don't know what else I got here. Do I got anything else to talk about?
Did you guys watch the sneak peek of the let's see, the show after Oak Island? They showed the sneak peek of next week's episode.
Yes, I did. I did see
they
that.
Looked a little bit more at the coin. I was getting sleepy, so I couldn't remember.
I wish I could have been ready to, because I was watching that, and I wish I could have caught that recording.
I was wondering if you were going to grab any pictures from it.
I wish I did, because I didn't catch it. That was on Danny Trejo's show.
Mhm.
Came up later. Yeah,
It was
exactly.
good.
Yeah,
There was a cool coin story in that episode.
Oh, yes, there was. Yeah, very much so. The last little picture I had was this here, and this is when I was talking about the water that's in the solution channel, how muddy and dirty it is. And you saw this picture here. It was for next week. And the water shooting up was real muddy and nasty looking water, worse than it usually is. And you heard Terry Matheson say, "We are in the void. We are in the void."
Yeah.
It could be fancy editing again from our folks over at Prometheus, but we are in the void. So we'll see what. I'm curious what borehole this is, whereabouts it is. Are they still going around TOT1, or are they making their way? We don't know. It only takes a few days to do these boreholes, so much more to come. Girl, Bass Fisher, absolutely, yeah, so much more to come. And there it is, our thumbnail for tonight. And with Katya, so happy about finding that Roman coin. That's an excellent find. I mean, I would just be, if I just found one of those anywhere, I would be so happy to dig out a coin like that out of the ground. Something that nobody has touched in who knows how long.
Yeah, it could have been a Templar who was the last person to touch that coin.
And we talked about that. Tom brought that point up. Yeah. What's Templar going to have in his pocket? He might have all kinds of coins. They were the bankers, right?
They were the bankers. They could have any type of coin imaginable. But if it's from that date range, it's from when they were getting ready. Well, they had to get out of town, right?
Yep.
So the minting of the dates for the coin that the numismatist gave us, that matches the bones, right? That they found down in the money pit.
Yeah. Wow, good point. Yeah.
Because the bones were 1300s, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow,
and one of them was European and one was Middle Eastern.
European,
I remember thinking, well, who would be hanging out in Oak Island from the Middle East? Who had connections? Right. So interesting. Sorry.
And they used to leave, there were certain things you would read that would suggest that they would leave someone behind to guard the treasure, right?
Right.
Well, just like with the pottery shards, where's the rest of the bones?
They haven't found any more that we know of.
Ooh, that'd be creepy, huh? If we get a skull up from the money pit.
Oh my goodness!
Yes.
Oh, look, there's something stuck in the
ankle bone. I don't care.
Yeah, there's something stuck in the casing here. What is that? Pull out a skull, a piece of a skull. Oh, yeah, very good point, man. I don't know, man. Ooh, yeah, people are like, ooh.
Yeah,
well, they found bones.
Okay, next topic.
Pirates used to do that, didn't they? Didn't they throw somebody in there to guard the treasure? So
it wasn't just the pirates.
Yeah, wasn't just the pirates. So, all right. Well, good stuff, guys. Thank you very much. Anything last to add that you thought of?
I'm good. It
was a good episode. We're banging our way through the season, and already we're on episode number 2. Man, it's 24, 25 episodes is going to fly by all winter long on us. But man, I can't
keep
wait.
Coming at us like this, they will.
Yeah, I want to get to that boulder. I'm that boulder on lot 8.
Yeah,
man.
that's got to go.
I'm excited, and I think Tom, you had brought up talking about that the intense heat from that boulder, and there's been people that have commented on last week's show on YouTube after the fact, and have said stuff that almost looks like slag.
Yep,
and that yellowy color was like oxidation on the slag, and I thought, ooh. Could that have been some sort of a smelting forge area?
Maybe.
I think it's going to really reveal some information for us as to what it was. But there was a boulder. Did they find it? I'm not sure what you're asking. What did they?
The treasure? Not yet.
No treasure yet. No, not yet. But again, and I know I said this last week, but people complain about the wood found. They complain about the metal. When are they going to find the treasure? Good grief. Well, all these things that they're finding have proven without a shadow of a doubt that people were down underground, very deep, as Tom says, 10 stories underground or more in the money pit prior to 1795. what in the world would anybody be doing down there if it weren't for some kind of big adventure or big process, big mission that they had to accomplish. So the wood is important because it can be dated. The metal is important because it can be dated.
I mean, for hundreds and hundreds of years, all around the maritime provinces here, settlements come, settlements went. And they were never resettled, never reused, never repurposed.
Yep.
Why was this place repurposed over and over and over again for literally hundreds of years?
Right. And we know that there's been so many people in the area that knew about it. We followed that timeline of the people that were involved. And you hear
360 islands in Mahone Bay, and they picked this one.
Yeah, why this one? Why this one? So, and the family ties for all of this. So, check the images on Google for. Oh, okay. I can't even pronounce that. Diocletianus coins.
Close enough.
Yeah, whatever. I'm not even going to try it again. So there you go. Oh, all right. I'm going to check that out.
More homework.
Yeah, more homework.
Okay.
All right.
More homework. All right.
Thank you, folks, for joining us here tonight. We appreciate it very much. And as I mentioned earlier, if you haven't already, we would really be happy if you would consider subscribing to the channel. Click on that notification bell because we often have little information tidbits coming out here and there. And information about guests like David Neeson coming on the 20th. So be sure to click on that notification bell. And if you like the content of the show that we did here for you tonight, please consider giving us a thumbs up. Give us a like and tell your friends. Let them know about it. If any of your friends like Oak Island, I know a few of them I talk to, they're like, Oak what? Yeah.
More people watch Oak Island than you might know.
Yeah, exactly. I know. I wear my shirt.
A lot of closet watchers out there. A lot of closet watchers out there.
Yeah, there is. They don't want to admit it. All right. Thanks for joining us, guys. Thank you. And Linda, thank you for your hard work down there and doing everything you do. And Jan, thank you for all you do for us as well. It takes a team, and I have a great one. Thank you, guys. So we'll catch you later right here on the J Free 906 podcast. Good night, everyone.